Hi, I'm James Shillinglaw. I'm here with Larry Pimentel, President and CEO of Azamara Club Cruises. We're here on the bridge of the brand new Azamara Pursuit. We're going to talk a little bit about this ship and its impact on the line and on cruising in general. And this is Insider Travel Report. Well, first off, Larry, congratulations. I know this has been a long time in coming for you. I knew when you took over Azamara. How many years ago was it?
I came in July of 09.
July of 09, and here we are in 2018. And hey, you finally got that third ship, right?
Finally, it took a lot of years, but it's here and it's exciting.
Yeah, well, let's talk about this ship. What is different about the ship? It is a similar ship to your other two, but you've made some changes and some improvements here, right?
Yeah, we have the Journey and Quest, which are the original ships that were in the Azamara Club Cruises fleet, and now the new Pursuit, and it's a sister ship. But there are, as you point out, a few differences. One of the differences is just a focus on some different things. We don't have a casino, for example.
Which I thought was interesting, and why is that?
Well, I think we're in port so long. We stay in port longer and more overnights. You can't open the casino there. So we just did some of the math and said, well, that was 12 crew members that were required to do that. We could actually put in more suites and come out ahead and have another public venue for guests, which we created, which is worked really well.
And so that is the Den, right?
That is the Den, that's correct.
And I was there last night having a drink, so it does work.
Yeah, it does.
And then, of course, you have more suites and spa suites, too, right?
Yeah, the spa suites were added. That wasn't on the ship. In fact, all the Continental suites are brand new. They were not on the ship, and they were built. And for us, we sell from suites first and down. So the top of the ship sells very, very quickly, and so we're happy to have those additions.
Now, and in terms of decor, is this now matching the decor of the other two, or is it sort of its own?
No, that's a good question, James. What happens when you're in shipping and you have the same ship and you do something is there's an evolution. So you kind of improve it, and we've got a lot of new designers who came in, looked at the space. We did a lot of research on the customers, and I think the Pursuit will become the template for also Journey and Quest. They're very similar, but this has a more contemporary refinement to it, especially when you look at things like the art.
So yeah, I've noticed that the art is really quite nice all the way through the ship. And how about the dining? Is anything new on that?
The dining is also for us very special. We have our Aquilina and Prime C, which is the specialty restaurants, but the main dining room, of course, is there. We have 5 venues for dining. And what we did when we redid the Quest and Journey just a year or so ago is we added a patio dining venue so guests can eat outside, and that's replicated here on this ship.
And then, of course, really, you have a physical plant here, but your main and your whole concept when you first started was the now famous destination immersion. And we joke about that because Richard Fain, the chairman of Royal Caribbean, was joking about that yesterday. That you convinced him that destination immersion would make this line Azamara different, right?
Yeah, indeed. And when I first talked to him, he said, "Well, what does it mean?" I said it means longer stays in ports, more overnight, and it gives us an ability not just to stay longer in port. The key is, what do you deliver when you're in that port? So for us, it was As Amazing Evenings, a cultural event. We'll have one here on the naming that you'll experience this afternoon. And these have become hallmarks and bespoke products that, frankly, you can't Google. They only exist when we're in town.
Right. No, and absolutely. And also, with this third ship, this opens up a lot of possibilities for you. And actually, you've already instituted new destinations, new programs. Talk a little bit about how this ship has impacted your itineraries.
Well, it's impacted them radically. I mean, you're talking about 50% more capacity. You're talking about a third ship. And for us, immediately, it's 40% new product, places we haven't been. So we're going to unique places. For us, for the first time, South America, we're partnering with Mikado, really fine outfitter.
So that's South Africa.
That's South Africa, right. Yeah, exactly. And that's going to be cruise plus 5-day safari. So we're doing a lot of land combos with the ships with various partners. Mikado is one of them, great company. Cox and Kings is another we're doing pre and post programming on, but we're putting together a train programming.
Yeah, I
which
heard
is
you were doing
real
the
estate.
Orient Express and also
Exactly.
maybe Rocky Mountaineer,
Rocky
right?
Mountaineer, amongst others. There will be a whole series of trains in all over the world that will be adding to the ships, where it's a combo where you pay one price and you do both.
Okay, now how many destinations do you go to for next year now?
Well, between the three ships, actually between the next 2 years, because we're published already for 19 and 20, it will be 101 destinations. That's countries, and that will be over 400 ports.
Yeah, and a lot of ports that your sister companies, Royal Caribbean and Celebrity, don't go to, right?
They're simply bigger ships, so they can't get to.
Right.
So we're going to a lot of intimate places. For example, we have a new series of country intensives where we stay in one country because we did research and people have bucket lists. They have places they want to go. So we're in places like Greece, for example, where all of a sudden we have 40-something continuous days, no repeated, and that's a lot of islands. And I will tell you, it is something the guests love. It's the hottest booking products are the country intensives.
Well, in fact, the cruise I did years ago on one of your first ships was to Greece, so I certainly can understand why that'd be so popular. And there's so many islands in Greece.
Absolutely.
And then, of course, I saw one itinerary was very interesting. You had to focus on Scotland. I thought that was interesting.
Yes, Scotland, Croatia. I love, and one of the most popular is circumnavigation of Japan. How about New Zealand? I mean, this is where we're really focusing on a country and delivering almost what people think when they're thinking of a tour operator. I'm going to go to this country and this operator is going to take me. We've just decided to do it with a ship.
Yeah, and also you have Cuba too, right?
Cuba is another one. Not only do we circumnavigate it, but we'll stay in places like Havana for multiple nights, Cienfuegos, Santiago de Cuba, all of these places that deliver the culture. For us, it's, again, not just being in the port, it's the programming that makes us really distinct and very different.
Now, you now have the third ship. You finally have this third. Is there a fourth in the offing, or where do you want to take Destination Immersion now going forward?
Well, the first thing to do is to make sure that this ship is as successful as its sister ships, and early bookings show that that's the case, and I'm hoping that will be the case. Today with geopolitics, you never know what's going to happen.
Well, you can move a lot of ports.
But we can move around, and that is a good thing. But I think it's trying to perfect this in a way that gets more land partners than we've ever had in all kinds of areas, because ships are ideal, but sometimes you got to go in to see a place, and a ship doesn't work for it.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting because you do have these relationships with Cox and Kings, and you're doing a lot more programs with Mikado, with safaris, and I think that's just brilliant because now you can do a land, sea, or a rail sail, as you say, all these different combinations that is not just the cruise, it's the destination and the experience when you're there.
Well, and that's a part of the entire essence of Azamara. We think outside the ship.
So, Larry, congratulations.
Thank you.
It's been a long time. I know you probably wish the ship was here a little sooner, but it's here now.
here now.
You found the right ship that is works for you, and we'll look forward to much more from Azamara Club Cruises in the next few years.
Thanks, James. Nice to be here with you.
I'm James Shillinglaw, and this is Insider Travel Report.